Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called New York and Los Angeles are the new models for zero law enforcement cities. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new link to the show. Thank you, and let's get started. This morning, we see on the news that a well-known TV host was beat up. And he's just the latest in a long line of individuals in major cities, as well as in mid-sized cities, that are getting attacked and robbed for no reason at all. Things have now descended to a point where there are now so many people attacking innocent people on the streets of all these cities in the U.S., that it now no longer seems to make much news when it happens. The next question for many crime victims is, will the police even respond when they call 911? Well, in many cases, the victims call the police, they receive a voicemail, and that voicemail asks them to file their complaint via the police department's website. You don't even get a human on the other end of the call. Can you imagine the audacity of that? You've just been assaulted, and now some police departments won't send a car to you because if you're still able to walk or drive, they want you to go to your local hospital for medical treatment and then go back home and file a police report on their website. Now, while you're doing all that, what do you think's happening when the police aren't sending a car to your location? Do you think perhaps the criminals are getting away? Do you think maybe that's the true intent of all of this? Who knows? The new policies and behavior of many of these cities seems to indicate that their growing inability or unwillingness to help citizens who've been attacked or assaulted, that inability or unwillingness just keeps growing. If that's truly what's going on, then why do those cities spend less police resources on pulling people over for going 5 miles over the speed limit? And why don't they instead allocate those resources to helping crime victims when they call for help? By the way, you know where this sort of nonsense isn't happening? Places like Florida, where the rule of law is still in effect. Now, many people now have the impression that New York and Los Angeles are the new models for zero crime enforcement and zero prosecution in those cities. Do you believe that sounds ridiculous? If so, then let us tell you something. New York recently announced that they are letting go and refusing to punish approximately 69% of all felons. That is a terrifying number, but it gets worse. People are now seeing police in major cities refusing to arrest criminals who commit crimes right in front of them. In fact, I'll tell you something even more bizarre. Now, when groups of criminals decide they want to commit a crime in front of a police officer, what they'll do is they'll stand off to the side with a cell phone camera and videotape themselves committing that crime in front of the police officer and their car and the car's license plate number. Why is that? Well, it's because many cities now refuse to provide free legal assistance to officers who are being sued by criminals they arrest. And so consequently, and you can't blame the police for doing this, they're not going to enforce crimes that they know will result in them losing their jobs when they get sued by the criminals they try to sue. Or they try to sue them, I should say. Now, if that's the case, and we estimate, and really this is more than an estimate, there's so much video out there that it's just unbelievable. If that's the case, then we estimate that the 69% number will go up dramatically because there are now so many felons that aren't even being arrested for crimes that they commit in front of the police, let alone when the police aren't around. You know, when the police aren't anywhere nearby, you know that number skyrockets. So what is the real number? We estimate that between 80 and 90% of all felons will not get prosecuted or go to jail or get punished for the crimes they commit, regardless of whether they were seen by surveillance video or police or witnesses. It doesn't seem to matter anymore. By the way, that's an explosive new phenomenon. We're talking about surveillance videos recording crimes in live time, in real time, and then that video no longer being enough to throw the easily identified criminals in jail. Remember when having witnesses to a crime was a big help to the police and to the authorities and to the detectives? And they'd catch the criminals because of that video? Well, now the police can't get ordinary people to report what they've witnessed. But even when they get a video of the actual crime, it's not enough because there appears to be very little desire to prosecute criminals. Let us tell you something else about these new zero law enforcement cities. If something bad happens to you in one of them and you can't defend or protect yourself and the police don't come, then there is a very high probability that in some of these cities, the police will now arrest you for attempting to defend yourself and fight off the criminals who are trying to rob or kill you. That's not a mistake. What I just said was not incorrect. For some strange reason, in many cities, in many zero law enforcement cities, the authorities are now arresting victims for trying to defend themselves or their loved ones or their property against the criminals attacking them. When we tell this to people, they don't believe it. When they see the local news do a story on TV about how crime victims are now being arrested, they still don't believe it. They think there must be a mistake of some sort, that this can't be possible. Well, it is true, and it is happening on a regular basis. It's turning into some kind of bizarre clown world out there. We suspect that if this continues, then people will start taking matters into their own hands to defend themselves. We don't advocate vigilantism of any sort. We think that it's a very bad idea, but we also believe that most people will do anything they can to protect themselves or their families or their lives. This is just one of many reasons why police departments around the country who defunded their police are now finding it almost impossible to hire new ones. So what are they doing? Some police departments are now lowering their police hiring standards, and they're now actively considering hiring new officers who use narcotics, marijuana, and worse. Good luck. Thank you for watching. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's episode of our show on all your social media to get the word out. Thank you, and we shall talk to you soon. Bye-bye.